Hi guys, I'm Luke from America, and today I'm in Beijing. I've been meeting a lot of new people on this trip. So in this video, I want to talk about how we can stay in touch with the new people we meet, whether it's getting a phone number or connecting with someone on social media, in particular, WeChat. So let's get started. Is it okay to say, "What's your number?" Is that too direct? Is it weird? Actually, it's fine. It's okay if you say that, no problem. But sometimes it can feel a little bit too direct. We might use, "Could I have or could I get your number?" Now let's say, for example, I'm at an event and I meet someone from another city. Now, I may go to that city in the future and I might want to get in touch with that person. I might want to have a cup of coffee with that person. So I might say, "Could I get your phone number?" Or I might say, "What's your number?" It's okay. Now what do you do after you say that? Well, you're probably going to, once they give you their number, text them with your name, right? So you can say that. So they say their number, and then you might say, "Okay, how do you spell your family name?" Or maybe it's a common name and it can be spelled two different ways. Do you spell your name with one T or two? Now, especially if you have a name that's unfamiliar, maybe you're from another country, you might need to spell the whole thing. Okay, so what I'm doing is adding you to my contacts. The people who you know on your phone, those are called your contacts. All right, so that's pretty simple, not very difficult, right? Now, what about social media? Maybe we're talking about Weibo, maybe we're talking about Twitter, maybe we're talking about Facebook, maybe Instagram, maybe WeChat. If we want to ask if we can add a person on a particular platform, we can say, "Are you on da 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 da?" Or "Do you have da 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 da?" Do you have, for example, do you have WeChat? Do you have Facebook? Are you on Instagram? Are you on Weibo? So we can ask this question first before we then ask, "What's your WeChat ID? What's your Instagram username?" So we can use either username or ID. We usually don't use handle, but sometimes you'll see handle as well. Some people will say handle. So ID, username, handle. So now let's talk about WeChat. I use WeChat for almost everything, especially when I'm here in China. Now, when I'm in America, I do have to ask the question. I have to say, "Do you have WeChat?" or "Are you on WeChat?" just like I would for any other platform. But when I'm in China and I meet somebody, I don't have to ask the question, "Are you on WeChat?" because everybody's on WeChat. You have to have WeChat in order to live in China, right? Okay, so you could say instead, "What's your WeChat ID?" But because that's not really the way to add people usually, you usually won't say, "What's your WeChat ID?" unless maybe you're on the phone or something and you're not there in person. Okay, so instead, we have to talk about QR codes, right? On WeChat, when you want to add somebody, you have a QR code. Now, the verb that we usually use when we talk about a QR code is scan. We scan. I either scan you or your QR code, or you scan me or my QR code. Okay, so once I've said, "Can I add your WeChat?" and you say, "Yeah," well, then we have to kind of decide who's going to scan whom. So I'll say, "I'll scan your QR code," or "I'll scan your QR." That's okay. But what if I want to introduce you to another person? Maybe we're already WeChat friends, right? We're WeChat friends already, and I want to introduce you. Well, then I could say, "I'll send you his or her contact card," or "I'll share his or her contact card." "Oh, yeah, I have a friend actually who might know more about blah, blah, blah. I'll send you his contact card," or "I'll share his contact card." You've scanned my QR code, and so that means you've added me, right? But what did you send me? Well, you sent me a friend request. a friend request. But maybe, for example, there's a connection issue, or maybe if you put in my WeChat ID, you put in the wrong one. So then I might say, I don't see your friend request. Now maybe we're looking for a friend we're trying to meet, right? So on WeChat you can share your location. So then we can say, could you share your location? I can't find you. Or the other way, I'll share my location. I'll share my location so that you can find me. Oh, you can't find me? I'll share my location. Then you would send your location into the chat. All right, now moments. What's that all about? Well, if you directly translate the Chinese to English, it would be friend circle. But things don't always translate directly. It doesn't work like that between languages. So we call it instead moments. We can say my moments, your moments, his moments, her moments, right? So we would share something on moments, or I might share something on my moments. Hey, I saw you posted a picture of Barcelona on your moments. Are you in Spain? I saw you shared a picture of Barcelona on your moments. Are you in Spain? Okay, on your moments. Or I had to block her moments because she posted so many pictures of shoes that she was selling. I had to block her moments. She posted 25 times a day. Too much for me. I had to block her moments. That's happened many times. The awesome thing about being in China and using WeChat is that you can buy everything with WeChat. It's pretty cool. But you can only do that if you have a card linked to your WeChat wallet. It's called a WeChat wallet. Now, some people, when they first come to China, they don't have a card linked. So they might ask for help. They might say, hey, could you help me link my card to my WeChat wallet so that I can buy things with WeChat? Much more convenient. We could say, do you accept WeChat Pay? I think it's called WeChat Pay or WeChat Payments. I don't know. But we can say that. Do you accept that? We probably don't need to ask that here in China, but sometimes I do ask that question. Do you accept WeChat Pay? When I'm in America, for example, if I go to Flushing or Chinatown, I might say, do you accept WeChat Pay? Usually the answer is no. In fact, it's always no except for one time. One time I was able to pay for something in America using WeChat. I won't tell you who, and I won't tell you where, and I won't tell you what, or why, or when. Now, of course, mini programs are really popular on WeChat, right? So we could say something like, hey, have you tried the Yoli mini program? Yeah, it's really cool. You can practice after you take a class. Have you tried the Yoli mini program? Call it a mini program. Now there are other types of accounts too on WeChat. You have subscription accounts. That would be articles, things you actually read, right? So I saw a really cool article in the blah 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 subscription account. Then the other type is the official account, right? Gongzhonghao's official account. Yeah, I just took a one-on-one class in the Yoli official account with a really good teacher. You can take classes in an official account? Yeah, it's amazing. Now you're wondering, has this whole video been an advertisement? Is this an ad? The answer is yes. Okay, so those are the ways that we can talk about staying in touch with people either on the phone or other social media platforms or on WeChat. And I focus on WeChat because I use it so much. If you want to add me on WeChat, you can. My WeChat ID is ALTORAY. And you can take a class if you want to. If you are on WeChat, you can take a class. We have a lot of native English speaking teachers on Yoli. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. If you have any other suggestions for video topics you'd like to see, let me know in the comments, and I will see you next time.